You're listening to Small Bikes, Big Hearts. This podcast is brought to you with thanks to Verdant Brewery, whose donation has directly helped St Luke's Hospice with their valuable work in the community. And there it is, another day done.
Ready to go.
2 days actually, because I posted the special last night rather than an update. So the Small Bikes Big Hearts special is an on-bike with 3D recording, and it covers a really exciting section of road from Windermere, Lake Windermere, all the way in, and that was a fabulous ride. You can see the whole ride and also hear our inane babble and banter, because obviously the recorders pick up the helmet communication system as well. So that's up on YouTube now, but we thought because that was quite a long one, it took quite a long while to edit, that we would do a 2-day catch-up today. So here we are. We have another sponsor to thank, do we not, Benjamin?
We certainly do, and going in alphabetical order. Who do we have today, Sean?
Cavalry, our good friend Barney Cavalry, who's based out of Bristol. And I met Barney through a web design job that he did for us, but he's more than a web designer, really. He's a brander, and he deals with branding, communication, strategy. But where I have found Barney's services invaluable on this trip is the fact that he is taking care of all of the social media for us. So we're creating the content, I'm editing the videos, but he's actually getting it out there and networking it with people. And I think that's the thing really when you're in business or doing a project like this, project managing a house build, whatever it is you're doing, time becomes your most precious resource.
Absolutely.
So big ups to Barney Cavalry, who occupies the front moped on both bikes. So day one of the 2 days that we're catching up on. Can you remember where we were yesterday? Because it seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, it does sometimes, doesn't it? So last evening was a place called Balloch / Alexandria, depending on which navigation app or map you're looking at. And we got there from Thornhill via Kilmarnock.
Yes, Kilmarnock was a pleasant surprise, really, because we were gagging for a coffee and a snack.
Yes.
Yeah.
And didn't we have a funny little incident there coming out of the cafe, Sean?
We did, which is caught on another one of our Snapshot Live podcasts. So watch out for that. Yeah, that will be on our 3D, on one of our 3D podcasts. But suffice to say, Ben and I were true to form.
Just a hint, a homeless man came and helped us out. That's how bad it
Yeah,
was.
that's how bad it was, yeah.
So Thornhill to Balloch.
What was the ride like? Let's focus on the ride.
Oh,
I mean, we left on the A75
yeah.
and then the A76. So the evening before, in fact, the last update, the end of that, was the ride into Thornhill, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Well, the ride the next day started with just the same, if not better, in terms of roads.
Just
Yeah.
we're going to sound boring because we're going to repeat the same sort of things about the lack of traffic and the nice roads, etc., etc. The A75, the A76 up towards, we were heading towards Paisley, and Glasgow Airport was our first big pointer which direction we then needed to go. But the roads, again, those little bikes, point it, go.
Sunday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Sunday.
Yes, so we didn't see too much traffic in general anyway, but there was a few motorcyclists out.
Yes.
But, I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Really,
Yeah.
really, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Having fun at one point, watching a little woman in a car wobbling behind a tractor. Do you remember
Oh
that?
goodness, yeah, yeah.
Is
Do you know what she reminded
isn't
me of?
she? Will she? Won't she?
Yeah, actually, I'll find the clip for that. Do you know what she reminded me of? Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
No, I've not seen
Have
it.
you not seen that? If you're watching, you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? She reminds me of the old lady in the car, like where her head and her is lower than her hands on the wheel. You know.
Close up behind her.
Yeah, it's
The
quite
tractor. We weren't quite
terrifying.
sure whether or what she was going to do. In the end,
Well, I thought she had been towed by the tractor at
yeah,
one
that
point.
was that close. That was that close. And
Yeah.
confession, on the way there, we did do a little bit of motorway, did we not?
Oh, well, we had to, didn't we? Really?
We had
Yeah.
to. It was
Yeah.
either that or slog through Glasgow.
Yeah.
And I think the length on the M8 was 6 miles.
Not even that.
Not even
I
that?
don't know.
We
I
went
don't
on
think
the
it's even
motorway
that.
very long at all to get us to what's called the Erskine Bridge before you get onto the A82.
Well, I do apologise. By the way, it's probably worth
Tired.
noting we are both exhausted
Exhausted.
today. It has, like, yesterday was a long day.
It was a long day, a very enjoyable day.
90 odd miles.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
And then when we got to Balloch, very nice digs. We thought we'll go and get something to eat. Found a very nice place
We did. It was
over the river, but it was full.
freezing.
And it was freezing.
Freezing cold.
Really cold.
Yeah.
And then you found out something about the weather, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
So,
So I don't know if anybody back in the sunnier south has picked up on this, but there is warnings of snow incoming, and we can really feel it in the air. Like it's down to 4 or 5 degrees,
Yeah.
and with a wind chill factor when you're
Yeah.
riding into it, you know that is nearing zero.
Indeed.
So we had to do an emergency shop today, did we
did.
not? Yeah.
I naively thought, May, how cold can it get? It'll be fine. The light is with us, as expected, but it's certainly not summer, and it certainly doesn't feel even like spring. Mind you, it looks like spring. The bluebells here, because we're that much further north, they're out later than they are in Cornwall, for example. They are magnificent still, aren't they? The bluebells.
Yeah,
So it
the
looks
whole
like
thing's
spring.
stunning. It does look like spring. But you've got your winter. You haven't got your winter trousers, have you? You got your summer trousers. You got your summer mesh
I've
trousers,
got summer mesh trousers,
which let the air through.
which lets the air through. So I'm wearing the wind cheater bright day glow yellow trousers just to stop the try to reduce the wind getting through my mesh trousers because I'm a little bit cold. And even though I'm wearing thermals,
Well, 2 pairs of
well, I'm going
thermals
to be wearing
now.
two pairs of thermals from now on.
Yeah.
Just to try and keep warm. The next few days are forecast to be really cold up here, and you're getting it a bit down south, I know.
But snow down as far as Yorkshire, possibly.
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll
30
avoid,
hours of snow.
I'm just hoping it's going to be like high ground and where we are just cold.
I mean, so we've arrived in Fort Williams. We left Balloch this morning, as Ben just said, and it just unfolded and unfolded and unfolded. We started off coming all the way along the
Loch Lomond.
the coastline, I guess.
Oh.
Would you call it coastline of Loch Lomond?
Shoreline of Loch Lomond.
Shoreline, yeah. Oh
in,
dear,
in
oh
the
dear.
blue sky and the glittering loch, the picturesque doesn't cover it. There needs to be more words to be invented for this part of the world when it's looking as good as that.
You quite often see pictures. I mean, there's a picture behind us here of Ben Nevis.
Yeah.
You quite often see pictures in different places of paintings of the Highlands. Until you get the scale,
Yeah.
you don't really know what you're looking at. It just looks like a hill, doesn't it,
Yeah.
really? But it just got more and more dramatic today. And I've not been to the Highlands before. Yeah, the Loch Lomond was where it started. We stopped at the Green Welly, which is where we did our shopping.
We did, and it was recommended to us by what's his name, bless him. Anyway,
My brain's not working,
My
mate.
brain's not working.
If you've got a
Anyway,
thought, go with it or
yeah,
guess.
the Green Welly stop, I think, is well known to many bikers who come up this way. It's a hub for walkers, hill walkers, mountaineers, mountain bikers, every single sort of tourist you can care to imagine, and bikers. And in the car park, they've got a very nice set aside just for bikers. We got there a little bit chilly for a cracking breakfast. Oh, how good was that breakfast?
It was good. It was much needed. I was freezing.
And we found out there were 2 types of sausage in Scotland.
There are, but now I can't remember what they are.
I
Now.
can.
Go on.
On the breakfast menu, you could choose, and it said link or lawn.
Now I think lawn might be potentially long.
No, it's not.
Is it
it's
not?
that flat patty.
Oh, that's a flat
She
one,
showed
is it?
me.
Oh.
She showed me. I thought, and the young lad, he said, I always ask for a lawn. I thought, well, good for you, mate, but I like a sausage to look like a sausage. But so the breakfast was absolutely fantastic. They thankfully had an outdoor pursuit trail.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I would have been able to go on much longer with my fingers the way they were because they were numb.
Yeah.
They reminded me of the day that we rode off the back of Galibier in France, where we'd had beautiful sunshine for much of the ride. And we hit Galibier and the wind was coming straight off the glacier.
Straight off the glacier.
And I couldn't feel my fingers. In fact, we had to stop that descent because it was getting too dangerous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was getting too dangerous. Yeah.
And I couldn't operate the brakes. My hands were that cold. My hands were starting to get that cold today. So I bought a set. Well, we both bought a set of silk undergloves. If you're a motorcyclist, I never thought of wearing undergloves. Do you?
No,
I didn't know it was a thing.
But here, with the temperature as it is, in May, as I keep saying, they're fantastic. On my BMW F750, I've got heated grips.
Of course you have.
Yeah. The first bike I ever had heated grips, and when I bought it, and they said, "Oh, it's got heated grips," and I thought, "Yeah, that's for wimps, heated grips." But I have to say, when I went to Wales in a coldish part of the year, the heated grips, Marcus, you know what they're called because you told me what your friend calls these heated grips on the M5. How we didn't fall off laughing, I don't know. But we haven't got heated grips on these bikes.
No.
So the inner gloves are
they're
a
essential.
bit of a game changer. But
Yeah, they're
my
essential.
fingers were nice and toasty. They will be tested over the next 2 or 3 days.
If you've watched any of the videos and you're wondering why I'm wearing my full rain suit when it's clearly dry, that's why. It's to stop the wind. Because it
And-
cuts through.
And that's why I've also bought a second pair.
Just-
So I'm going to be putting on 2 pairs of thermals underneath the trousers and the wind cheater. We'll see.
What do we do if it snows?
What do we do if it snows?
Carry on. Carefully. I mean, if we get snowed in, we get snowed
Yeah.
in. Like, obviously, you're not. But I don't think it's looking like. Obviously, you can't see this, but behind, we're looking out of the window straight onto
The Nevis range.
Ben Nevis range. Yeah. But it doesn't look to me like if it is going to snow, it doesn't look to me like it's going to be settling foot deep snow. It's going to be like
Flurries.
a dusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get any ice remaining on the road, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Over and above the cold, though, I mean, breathtaking coming into the valley. You've been here before, so
I've been here
Yeah.
before.
yeah.
And I remember the very first time I came up with my sister, we drove all day from Camborne and to Loch Lomond, and then the next day into Glencoe, and I had no idea back then what I was driving into. For those of you who know it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who don't, you go across the moor and then you hit the entrance of the valley itself. It has to be seen to be believed. It is one of the most beautiful valleys in the whole of the United Kingdom. It is majestic. And we had to pull over and stop in a car park and got off our bikes just to soak it all in. And I felt emotional.
I was honestly speechless. And I've lived in Wales, and I've been to Indonesia, and I've been to Thailand, and I've seen beautiful places, but this is up there and beyond.
Yeah.
It's just staggering. I didn't really have any words. Like, we were doing an on-bike podcast at the time, and I think there's about 20 minutes where just not a word was uttered. Because it's overpowering how immense and how beautiful it is.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
So that was Glencoe, and I don't think you'll ever tire of it if you ever come this way. You'll go again and again because it is majestic.
There is one place that's been changed a bit since you came up with your sister.
That's
isn't
another
it?
one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we were stood in the car park. The sun was shining. Fort William's not that far away, and I said to Sean, I know, we'll go through Fort William, keep going past Corpac, and we'll go on to Glenfinnan.
Now, Glenfinnan Viaduct is a beautiful, as you would expect, old school stone viaduct, but you would probably know it, if you don't know it as Glenfinnan Viaduct, as the Harry Potter Bridge. Now, the problem with that is tourism.
It's tourism. Yeah. Now, in the Harry Potter films, the steam train goes across the viaduct, and Anne and I have crossed that viaduct on that very steam train. In the valley below is the monument to the Highlander, where Bonnie Prince Charlie landed to try and retake the English crown. But what's happened to Glenfinnan, when I came here first with my sister, there was nobody there. We were able to walk up onto a grassy knoll, look at the monument from on high, look behind us at this sweep of a viaduct built by McAlpine, I believe, in concrete.
Really? No way.
Built by McAlpine in concrete. The sweep of the viaduct at the head of the glen, literally pipers from the Edinburgh Pipe Festival playing, two of them on the grassy knoll. Breathtaking, absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. Harry Potter comes along. The world now knows about the Harry Potter Bridge, and the world is turning up. So we were driving along the A82, and I'm thinking, oh, this will be nice. And when we got there, what did we find, Sean?
Well, it was just chaos, really, wasn't it? There's cars parked all over the place. The ones that didn't want to pay for parking. There's National Trust yellow bibs walking around trying to create some kind of order. And there were hundreds of people milling around.
Yeah.
It was after the contrast between that and 4 miles earlier, it couldn't have been any more stark, I don't think.
I think if you're going to come and see Glenfinnan in all its majesty, really, you need to come way off season, possibly in the winter, where you can just stand at the head of the glen and look down at the loch and the viaduct in relative peace. Because today it's what tourism often does, doesn't it? Something suffers because of its popularity.
Especially with Instagram now, like the Instagram phenomenon. People want to get that shot. It has to be that one shot that they saw on Instagram. Lucy and I went to Tinter Water Gardens in Bali, and there had become one shot that was really important to get, and there was two Instagrammers, and it was kind of like stepping stones around this beautiful ancient fish ponds with koi carp. And there was an hour and a half's wait as people just walked from stepping stone to stepping stone across this lake to get to the one where the girl could lie down. And there was people there with light umbrellas and big zooms and like with an hour and a half's queue behind them getting their shot. And it's just like, okay, have we lost what this is all about? Take me 4 miles back down the road
to Glencoe
and let me just sit in that valley.
And another little interesting factoid this year, if you want to go and see the Glenfinnan Viaduct with the steam train chuffing across it, you can't.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Apparently, the owner of the railway was told 8 years ago, 8 years running, that the locks on his old-fashioned coaches were not safe. And they never were safe. You can fall out.
By that we mean the locks on the doors.
The locks on the doors.
Not the water locks that it's...
No, not the water locks. The actual locks on the old slam door railway carriages. He's not bothered to fix them. He thinks it's going to cost too much. And instead of doing that, he said, right, I'm not going to run the steam railway for a year.
That's a shame, isn't it?
It's a real shame. I mean, it's still used by Network Rail. We can see a train going up and down, but you won't see the steam train, which is a real shame.
You're going to be all right.
Well, I'm going to go for a lie down. So, if you're thinking of coming to Glenfinnan to see the Harry Potter train, you've missed it.
What about a quick personal check-in? How you doing, Ben?
Doing okay. Old man aches and pains sometimes, but nothing to really write home about. It's amazing how time is going by, but at the same time slowing down. It's that curious mix of, we've been on the road 11 days, but also that's flown by and we're only halfway. Doing all right. The feeling fine, sleeping well, eating extremely well, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
We are.
If you're interested in our journey and the guest houses and the independent pubs and bed and breakfasts and the restaurants, we will be publishing a book. It's going to be the Motorcyclist Guide to Great Britain. And we'd like to think that it would be out by Christmas, but it's probably not feasible, to be honest.
No.
We'll keep you posted on that.
Keep you posted.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Sean?
I ache. I ache, actually. Today, my neck, and I don't know if it was particularly windy, but I think it's a cumulative thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are 10 days of riding now, where, 1 day in, 2 day in, you're sort of realising you're finding muscles that you haven't used for a while.
Yes.
But after 10 days, you've really put pressure on certain parts of your body. I am a bit tired today. I felt my energy shift as we came out of that valley, and I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. And it wasn't anything to do with the crowds, because it was before we got there and after we left the valley. It was almost like a sadness,
Oh, right.
But there's obviously been a lot going on. So, but I'm all right. Yeah. And a check-in for the charity. So, we are still under the £3,000. We've sort of stalled a bit, if I'm honest. And I think that could be a little bit to do with my downturn in mood as well, because there was a lot of early, energy and so on.
That's right.
And it seems like, we've been putting a lot of effort in and actually very little engagement for the charity. Yeah. And it isn't about, this trip isn't about you and I.
No.
And it isn't about all of that. It's lovely to be able to share it with everyone. But it's about St. Luke's. So, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of me that feels like I'm letting them down a bit, But I came up with the idea yesterday, 1,000 bikers for change.
Yeah.
And in principle, it's a really simple idea. If you've ridden a motorcycle, or if you've got friends that ride motorcycles, or you want to learn to ride a motorcycle, start talking with us on socials. Hashtag 1,000 bikers for change. All you need to do to help support and get the message out there is just like and share our posts, or invite others to follow our page. That little interaction really goes a long way, because we can see that stuff is happening. Why is that important? Well, hospices in general are massively underfunded. Every year they've got to find large pots of money, and St. Luke's in Plymouth is no exception. Colin was just one of many patients, but he was blessed to be able to take advantage of the home care, and to him, and to his wife Sharon, and to us, his family, blood family, that was invaluable time for us all to be able to make the most of those precious few weeks. So that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to give other people that dignity. And I mean, we've made, let's have a look, we're £2,790 pretty much is what we've raised so far. But I think we can do more. I really do.
We can do more. And,
Yeah.
like you say, Sean, that's the point of the content. It's to gauge people's interest, get them to like and share, and remember that it is for St Luke's Hospice.
Yeah.
That is the point. We'll continue to produce more content to keep raising awareness.
Yeah. Keep that
of
activity
the hospice
going.
movement. Keep the activity going.
Yeah.
So
there's no doubt, like, from the bits that we share, we all know this world is a beautiful place. It really is. But here's a harsh and true fact. None of us are getting out of here alive.
no.
Okay, that's just a fact. So hospice care matters. Hashtag 1,000 bikers for change. Start using that on conversations. Start joining, sharing, liking and retweeting the content as much as you can, please. And let's try and get 1,000 motorcyclists all focused on this one thing. Because the biking community is a great community.
Yeah.
And they pull together for things. And that's, I guess, really where we're at. Let's try and get some bike community activity going. If 1,000 bikers give £1 each, guess what? That's another £1,000.
That's another £1,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so from the foothills of Ben Nevis.
And where are we going tomorrow, Sean?
Well, that's a very good question, Ben. You always ask me that, and I have no idea. Have you not figured this out yet? I'm following you, mate.
I still like to ask you.
Inverness.
Inverness. Just past Inverness, a little place called Bonar Bridge. We're following the road all the way up through past Fort William to Fort Augustus. There's something called the Great Glen. It's like somebody's taken a knife and cut Scotland in half. It runs southwest and northeast, all the way up to Inverness. So this road is going to hug a lot of that. Loch Ness will be monster hunting.
Oh, are we going past Loch Ness tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Ah.
Monster hunting tomorrow.
I've got my energy back.
Yeah, monster hunting.
Yeah.
And then on to Bonar Bridge, which is just after Inverness. It's about 100 miles away. And then the day after is the halfway point.
Yeah.
We've covered about 1,000 miles already.
Well, it's halfway point in terms of we're turning around and coming back.
We're turning around and coming back.
Yeah, I think.
Turning around and we're coming back downhill.
Yeah. So, how exciting!
Can't wait.
I can't wait to go monster hunting.
Loch Ness. Here we come.
Thanks for keeping pace with us and checking in. We are nearly as far away from home as we can be before we start coming back.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, I think we're going to call it a night, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So, it is good night.
Good night.
Ben, did you forget to start your Zoom?
Yes. I thought you were recording it.
Well, no. Well, yeah, I am, but I'm recording it on this, which is very directional.
I thought you were recording it on
Well, I thought you said you were looking for your Zoom, so I thought...
I was.
Yeah.
But not for this.
What were you looking for it for?
For its SD card. No, I wasn't going to use it for this. You could use it. I thought we were doing the normal method.
All right, one more time then.
Well, let's see what it sounds like.